you're both a writer and a visual artist. You're also a multimedia artist whose work has been featured at film festivals. How do you carve out time for all of these endeavors? Do you tend to tackle one project at a time, or can you work on things simultaneously?
I have a very short attention span. So I can work on one project for a little while, and then I must leave that and go and do something else. And what I have noticed is that I have to do something else that is also creative. So I just move between things, and sometimes it's between, say, photography and writing. Sometimes it's between fiction writing and poetry, or perhaps it's even baking bread. It's got to be something along those lines. I was a visual artist, and I was making videos and so on. And a publisher asked me, Press Gang, asked me to write for them. And I kept saying, no, I'm not interested. And then, after some persistence on their part and a growing excitement on my part, I said yes. The book did weirdly well. And I remember when I was in New York at the time, and living in New York, and I got a phone call and I was told that the book was shortlisted for the Giller Prize. And not knowing anything about the writing world, I thought I would write this novel and get back to my work. It was like experimental, the way we experiment in art and so on. That's what I thought I was going to do. And then the person tells me, you were shortlisted for the Giller. And I said, well, I don't know what that is. I didn't apply for anything. So how come they know about my work? That's how outside of writing I was. The book started out as something entirely different. When I decided to write this particular novel, what I brought with me from the previous version was 3 characters who were in a rail in life, but then, and I had gone so far as to be writing this really lovely, sweet story. The setting was there, and the people were getting together and chatting, and there was the telling of a really lovely, lovely story. And then suddenly I got tired of that, and I realized I'm not really interested in sweet, not that kind of sweet. And I began to wonder, is it possible that there's something else going on in the minds of these 3 people, and they don't know, you can't tell what's going on in someone's mind, And so a lot of the novel is about what someone is saying, but what's really going on behind in the back, and what has happened in the past, telling stories about the past. Well, you haven't asked me this question, but can I answer it?
Yeah, yes, please.
What I'm really liking about the difference between writing fiction and writing poetry and making photographs, the fiction is a way to try to create a world in which I can impose questions that I can try to find answers to. And then the poetry allows me a kind of non-fiction that states things but tries to find new ways to imagine them, to think about them, to experience, feel them, And the photography does, in a kind of a way, what I need most at this particular time. In this particular era, I find I'm thinking about photography a great deal. And I don't, in my photographs, create fictions like some photographers do. They create whole scenes and so on. What I want photography to do for me, it is landscape. What I want it to do for me is to show me what's there, and to be assured that that thing is real, it's there. There's nothing fake about it.
too. Shani's latest novel is Polar Vortex, and she will be one of the authors participating in this year's BookFest Windsor Festival du Livre, which will be held virtually October 15th to 18th. We hope to see you there too.
I can't wait. Thank you.